Welcome to another episode of Cooking on the Fry. What do you do when you're a single guy and you go to your Safeway and you get a chance at slightly over 6.5 pounds of fresh chicken drumsticks for about $5.20? Well, you buy them and then you figure something out. Here we go. It's late. I've got to cook these today, and here's what I figured out. My technology of choice is my Tefal Culinaire deep skillet with this awesome glass cover. This was about $50 at Macy's, but I know that you can go on Amazon and get a Tefal often called jumbo skillets or deep skillets or something like that for under $25, and I'm very sure it'll do the same thing. This little hole is a vent, and it also allows me to do something that I think is very clever that I will reveal a little later in this video. My immensely complex recipe calls for soy sauce and teriyaki sauce. There's some soy sauce I just want to use up, and then I'm going to add teriyaki sauce. How many drumsticks do you think are in this package? I can't even tell. It could be a record for me when it comes to buying drumsticks, but I'm going to have fun counting as I unpackage these. Well, a few minutes ago I turned my pan up to between medium and low. That might have been a mistake. I don't know how hot it really is, but I'm going to find out because I want to know what's going to happen to the drumsticks when I put them in the pan. Good. I needed to add a little water anyway, and it doesn't look like it's all that hot. So, good news. Okay, this will be fun. Let's count the drumsticks as we put them in the skillet. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, and I'm packing them very close together because every square inch counts. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Poultry in motion. I know, that line's taken. Chicken Run. Great movie. Where were we? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, 20 drumsticks. That is a record for me. I've never done this before. Wow, this is, what am I going to call this recipe? Chicken dump. Because basically I just dumped a bunch of chicken into a deep saute pan. And now I'm going to dump my teriyaki sauce and soy sauce in there. Here goes the rest of the soy sauce that I wanted to use up. There we go. Can put that in recycling. And for that teriyaki goodness, continuing our dump theme, I'm going to dump in a whole bunch of teriyaki sauce. There we go. Now I'm just going to put the lid on here and make sure that hole is strategically placed over a nice piece of meat, and you'll see why in a little bit. And I'm going to set the timer to 15 minutes. Now I'm going to make it 20, and I'm going to turn this up to a notch below medium and go do something not too far away. After all, something is on the stove, but I think I can go a few feet away and do some guitar finger exercises or something. Well, I'm back, and they're obviously still pretty raw in there, so I'm going to add another 10 minutes and come back. Okay, back in 10. Okay, now for the fun mad scientist part of today's episode. Chicken has been in there for 31 minutes or so. I have my meat thermometer right here, and I'm going to put the probe right through the hole that's supposed to be a heat vent. And just for fun, I'm going to see what the temperature is in there. And the temperature is north of 200. It's about 204. Let's see what this big, thick chicken drumstick is at. It's going down. Well, it's at 170. Now, the fun part is I'm going to pivot this over here and then see if I can get, whoops, how about over here, and get another sample. And we're shooting for 165. This looks like it's maxing out at about 160. So, to be on the safe side, which I highly recommend, I am going to go away and come back in 10 more minutes. One little unexpected turn of events is that it's boiling in there, and I'm certainly not going to walk away while something like that is in progress. I think it's probably hot enough in there. What I'm going to do while I'm waiting out the next 8 minutes is back this off a notch and see if I can get the heat, well, see if I can back off the boiling right here. I'd hate to have to stand here and watch this for the next 8 minutes, but I'm not exactly sure what's going on in there, so I want it to go down a little bit. Okay, it's been another couple of minutes, and thankfully the boiling has subsided. It's at least not building up. I know that when chicken is cooked like this, you get a lot of water comes out of the chicken. So I expect a lot of liquid in the bottom when I do get this chicken out of there, but at least I can go clean up the kitchen or do something close by without feeling like I have to just stand and watch this thing. Another 10 minutes in my world has elapsed. Let's check our drumsticks. Let's turn on the cooking thermometer. There we go. Now just the air in there is about 210. Let's try this chicken right here. And I have confirmed off camera that the chicken down at the bottom is hotter than the chicken at the top. So if the chicken on top is done, I am pretty confident the chicken on the bottom is done. This chicken I'm measuring now is at 197. Okay. Well, I played it safe. Let's try this one here. But this trick of putting the probes through the heat vent, I figured that out myself. I think it's pretty cool, and I thought I'd share it. So this meat is up to 194. Well, let's see here. Where are we at? Yeah, we're over 200. I think sticking the probe, it's done. And I'm going to power this down, take off the lid, get my handy spoon with holes, and just see if I can just stir this around and get some more of this teriyaki-ness on more chicken, which would be a good thing, although given how full this is, it's easier said than done. But I really would like to move these around, and yeah, I know, I make it look easy. Yikes. Maybe I'll just quit while I'm behind here. Wow, there's a lot of liquid down there. Look at that. I mean, a lot of water comes out of these chicken pieces when you do this. One reason I did what I did is that I don't want to coat chicken, and I don't want to fry it in oil and stuff like that. I mean, this was just cooked in soy sauce and water and some teriyaki sauce. And I didn't add a lot of calories to the chicken. It just is what it is, and I'm going to let it cool off and try one. Well, I filled up the memory card on my camera again, and while it was uploading to the computer, I grabbed my meat tongs and gently moved a few of these around so they would look better for the still shot that I took. But basically, this is a teriyaki chicken dump, and I'm going to grab one and see what it tastes like. Okay, let's see what we got. It's moist. Let's give it the taste test. Well, it's basically moist chicken that tastes kind of like soy sauce and teriyaki. Imagine that. Now to package these drumsticks up for storage, because I hope to eat off these for several days. Well, there you go. About 3, 4, or 5 lunches and dinners for a little over $5, or maybe what, half of what it would cost to go to some teriyaki place for lunch, and you get a pile of white rice and some shredded cabbage. Wow. I'm sure you can do better. Anything I can do, you can do better, and I know you can do this better because I was basically brain dead when I did this, but I just had to preserve this chicken because I got such a good deal on it, and I had very little time to prep. That's all. Bye.